All right, YirmeYah, we got 3 10-minute rounds. Salakia, man. I'm gonna let LV do that.
Everybody by the sound of my voice, how you doing today? Welcome to the Source Debate League. Source up or shut up. We have another spectacle with two outstanding brothers in our community, YirmeYah and Hananiah. And today we are here to discuss once again Mystery Babylon. Is it Rome? Is it America? Both brothers will have 3 rounds, 10 minutes apiece, and 5 minutes apiece in a question and answer round. Moderation will be on point for any draining of the clock in the Q&A. So I want you guys to know that we're going to be on top of that. No respect of persons on both sides. If we see it, we're on top of it. Brothers, are we in agreement there?
Most definitely.
And we are in agreement for 3 rounds, 10 minutes apiece, correct?
Yes, sir.
Without further ado, I would like to introduce the panel members. We have Benaniah. How you doing today, brother?
What's the business? What's going on, everybody? Shalom to the panel. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shabbat. What's up, everybody on Clubhouse? What's up, everybody on the Source Debate League? We're sourcing up or shutting up over here, you know what I'm saying? Back to you, LV.
Yes, sir. I've officially introduced the timekeeper. He will be controlling the time. If he tells you to land your plane, land the plane. Gentlemen, are we in agreement?
Big facts.
Brother Is, are you here today?
Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Peace to the panel. Source up or shut up. Source Debate League. Shout out to everybody on Clubhouse holding it down. Shalom, peace to the family.
Yes, sir. Our brother is acting as the final witness. If there is a discrepancy somewhere, he will jump out, make the call to make the balance between me and Benaniah, if that may occur. Gentlemen, are we in agreement? Say it again, brother.
He's also reading too.
Oh yeah, and he's our official reader as well. All right. Brother YirmeYah, have we determined who is going first today?
I'll go first, man.
Oh my goodness. Without further ado, I would like to present to you Mr. Handing Out L's himself, Mr. Source Debate League himself, YirmeYah. Benaniah, when the brother starts, start his time.
All right, man. Before we get started, man, I want to shout out the Clubhouse, man. Shout out the Versus platform, man, that's streaming for us. Want to shout out to the Grand Rising Room. You understand? It's a lot of showdowns be going on over there, and that's the reason for why we're here. All right. So let me get my screen going here. And YirmeYah, I got your PowerPoint, man. So when it's your time, I got you.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Let me share my screen real quick.
We going 10 minutes off rip, correct?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Hey, is there a YouTube link for people to see this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's at Source Debate League. Yeah, it's at the Source Debate League on YouTube. It's also a YahWorld 777 YAHWORLD for those that's on Clubhouse or anyone that want to see the actual video. It's also at Genesis 49ers on YouTube. You can go there and see the actual video. All right, I'm ready to go.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna start your time as soon as you start speaking, sir.
All right. All right, so first and foremost, man, what we got to do is we want to look at certain biblical prophecies. I want to make this extremely clear out the gate. This debate is over Revelations chapter 18, and I want to make it clear that Rome plays a part in the Babylonian system. All right, it's a part of the Babylonian system. So as we can see here, we have the vision of Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel's chapter 2. So we have at the top, we have the Babylonian Empire. And then at the chest, we have the Medo-Persian Empire. And then at the waistline, we have the Greeks. And we at the legs, very important that you all understand this throughout this debate. At the legs, we have Rome. Okay? And at the feet, there's something after Rome. So that's what I want you all to pay close attention to. So these are kingdoms, as you all can see. These are kingdoms. Verse 39, Daniel chapter 2, verse 39. And after these shall arise another kingdom, inferior to all the earth. It says what in verse 40? And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. Move this over a little bit. Right? For as much as, right? Hey, are you there?
Khan, you at Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel chapter 2, verse 39 and 40. Bring it out real quick.
2, verse 40.
Verse 39 and 40.
Shalom. 39 and 40. And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
So we have to understand when we're dealing with biblical prophecy, we're dealing with kingdoms. All right. So let's move on. Revelation chapter 17, start at the 3rd verse.
Revelation 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit atop a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
So it's very important that we understand this. It says a scarlet colored beast. Read on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication.
Right. Read on.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
So we know that this is a mystery. It's something that we have to examine. So when we look at the scarlet color, purple and scarlet, what are we looking at? We know that this is in reference to Rome. We know that this is in reference to Rome. What do it say here? Revelation chapter 17, verse 7. Read.
Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns.
So we have to pay very close attention. This Rome was carried somewhere. We have to take that in consideration. Everybody pay close attention. Rome was carried somewhere. And that's what we're trying to determine. This is why we're starting in 17, leading up to 18. Because Rome was carried somewhere. Verse 9.
And here is the mind which had wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
So understand this. Rome sits on 7 hills. I want everybody to look at this on the screen. Rome sits on 7 hills. There's no denying that. But one very important point, it said what here? It says 5 have fallen and 1 is yet to come. Who is this that's coming? Who is this that's coming, family? This is what we need to take note to, right? It says what here? Let's look at the duration during the time span of the development of Rome. As we can see here, Rome was founded in April 21, 753 BC and has existed up until today. So it's 1 to come. And they are only going to be for a short span. When was America founded? July 4th, 1776, up until today. So we see a grand disparity between times of existence. This is what is being referred to when it says, when he cometh, he must continue a short space. A short space. Who is this? Can't be Rome. Can't be Rome. Okay? What does it say here? Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. Read out.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
So we have discrepancy within the so-called quote-unquote Babylonian system. There's a problem. The 10 horns is going to hate the whore, right? Which is what? The daughter of Babylon. Remember, these things are important that we understand that the system that is within, there's conflict. And somebody hates someone else. And they hate that new place that was developed. The old place hates the new place. Concerning the 10 horns and the whore. Verse 17, read.
For God had put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled.
So it says here that they agree to fulfill the Most High's will. So it's not Christ coming back to destroy Babylon. Remember that, because I'm going to substantiate that later on in this debate. It is not Christ that is coming back to destroy Babylon. And I will substantiate that in this debate. It says that the 10 horns would destroy Babylon. As we can clearly see. Verse 18, read.
And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of earth.
All right, 2 minutes left. All right. So it says what? That the woman that sitteth is the great city. What great city? You all are going to find out. I'm going to show you who that great city is, right? So now it says what? Daniel chapter 2, and this will be my last point here. Go ahead. 2 and 41.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For as much as thou saw the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou saw iron mixed with miry clay.
Your mic is open. All right, so as we can clearly see, it says that this is talking about the feet. Remember, Rome is the legs. Rome is the legs. So what nation is the feet? That's what we want to know. What nation is the feet? So it's a place that is mixed with clay, right? And it's a place that, give me 43, and I'll yield here. Give me 43.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
So we see that this is dealing with people mixing seed. This is a nation that is created that has a multitude of different people, different races within it. Rome was predominantly Roman, right? In other kingdoms, Babylon was predominantly Babylonian. The Persian and Mede was predominantly Persian and Medes. We see this, but this place, this new place, this place of the feet is a place that is mixed. Many nations are together within this nation. It is very important that you pay close attention to this because I'm going to bring this home. This will come up again, family. All right? And with that, I yield the first round.
Yes, sir. That's the first round concluded on YirmeYah. Now we have YirmeYah. Brother, are you here with us today?
Yes, sir. Hananiah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
YirmeYah. Yes, sir.
First round on you. As soon as you begin, time will begin.
Hey, YirmeYah, can you pull up my PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna go through it from there. And I just want the audience to understand that when it comes to Babylon that's mentioned in Revelation 18, okay, we understand that it's talking about the mother of harlots and not the daughter. Okay, so when understanding the position of mother and daughter, the mother would be superior to the daughter. So the daughter will most definitely be a part of this Babylonian system, but all in all, the mother would be the head of this system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just walk through this slide and we're gonna go from there. Has the time started? Has my time started already?
Hold on, man.
I had to go right here.
Nah, your time to the time right now. Now your time gonna start as soon as you start speaking.
All right, so right here you see this woman. Can you zoom in on the picture? You see this woman in purple, you see the scarlet, you see the cup. Now we have to get into understand the history of Babylon. You can scroll down. Oh, y'all there? I don't know what happened. The slide went out.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Just 1 second. Pause.
Yeah, we hear my audio. I'm gonna pause the time at 9 minutes 15 seconds.
Go ahead and mute your mic so we don't get that, brother. We're gonna give it a few moments until the brother actually comes back. He at this time is not here. So with that being said, we're going to just hold it down for a quick moment in his absence. I appreciate everybody for being here, and sometimes this happens when we have these discourses, technical difficulties that could be unforeseen. However, we appreciate Hananiah for coming here and blessing us with his presence and his information. 1 second, y'all. I got you. We'll play something in the meantime. The brother will come back. He'll be back. He will be back.
Yo, can everybody hear me? The audio tripping. There go YirmeYah.
Man, technology is only good when it works, man. This is crazy.
Y'all want to just start this round, start the round over?
Yeah, let them get that
That'll be
right
fun.
from the top.
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
only
'cause they
use
only use.
45
All right, can y'all
seconds,
hear
so
me?
I
Y'all
just
can hear me?
restart the 10 minutes whenever y'all ready.
1 second.
Second.
Hey, can you pull that
Can y'all hear me?
PowerPoint back up for me? Yeah, we can hear you out. Hey, can you go to Revelation 17 and read verses 1
All right,
through
hold
5
on.
for me?
Hold on.
Salakia, man, my apologies. I got kicked all the way off, and your PowerPoint wasn't on the screen. Nobody seen nothing, man. So maybe if we could get his brother his time back, so I can put his stuff up because I missed what he was bringing out as well. Did y'all see me drop off?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just restart the brother time, 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right, so I got it pulled up. Man, this is terrible, man. Okay.
All right, I'll start your time whenever you start speaking, whenever y'all ready.
All right.
I'm just waiting for him to pull up the PowerPoint. But you can go in and start reading, bro. Revelation 17, verses 1 through 5.
When I start reading, when it's time start, Jack. All right, Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of the name of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
So throughout the duration of this presentation, everybody is going to be able to logically conclude who would make a better fit as far as being the mother, being this great whore, being this woman, right, that sits upon this beast. So what we have to understand and what we're going to learn is the history of the Roman Empire. May you scroll down this slide for me, brother? You got the president that meet with the Pope. You can go ahead, keep going. This right here is the history of Babylon, the name Babylon. Basically, in the Babylonian cuneiform, which is an ancient text from the Babylonians, which was says Gate of the Gods, right? And the reason why this is important is that with Gate of the Gods, this is noting that they had several gods that they worshiped during this time period. And keep scrolling for me, brother. Because what we're going to learn is that the history of Babylon starts at the Tower of Babel. This right here is an old map of the old Babylonian period. You can keep going for me because I know we're on the clock, so I'm trying to move through this because we're going to have a lot to cover. Now, right here, we're going to see different cultures that not only ruled in this Babylonian period, but also have ties to these Babylonian deities that they once worshipped. We see Akkadian, Amorite, Kassite, Assyrian, Chaldean, Achaemenid, Hellenistic. Hellenistic is very important. Parthian and Sasanian, right? Anybody that's familiar with the Table of the Nations in Genesis 10, you're going to see just off this list that we have Hamitic, Shemitic, and Japhetic people dwelling with this Babylon, right? Keep scrolling for me, brother. Now, right here is the blue letter Bible biblical usage when it comes to Babylon. G897 and H894. Okay. Now, the key component about this is not only is it talking about a particular city and location in context, right? At C is allegorically mentioned as Rome. Okay. And this isn't something that newly come about. Once we go through this presentation, we're going to learn the start of this and how all of these things is very important. Scroll down for me, brother. Can you get to Revelation 13?
Come.
And I'm gonna just get straight to the point. Revelation 13 and verse 18.
Here is wisdom.
Here is wisdom.
Let him that
had understand.
count the number
Count the number of the beast.
for it is the number
For
of
it is the
man.
number of a man.
Hey,
And his number-
Hannah, you gotta
read.
Here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Right. So when we go into the Latin and we see that this 666 means vicarius filii, not only does it mean substitute of Christ, but it's also talking about this crown that this particular person wears, because it says this is the number of a man. Now, this particular man is a title, and this title is very important to know of when you're dealing with Roman history. Okay. Keep scrolling on this slide for me, brother. This right here is just covering the Hellenistic period that the Greeks and the Romans were dwelling in and taking part in the land of Babylon, okay, which is in the Mesopotamian region, the world now commonly calls like the Middle East or modern Iraq, the land of Shinar, okay. And I have links for all of these things as well. For anybody who needs this information, y'all can just read along on the screen for me. Go ahead, keep going for me, brother. Now, this right here is the goddess Ishtar. Ishtar is the pagan goddess of love and fertility. And she was on the gate of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. And so this is just showing ties with this deity dating back to a Babylonian time period. And not only then, right, we understand that Ishtar also represents Semiramis, the mother and wife of Nimrod, who was a mighty hunter in the earth, and their son Tammuz. Keep scrolling on this slide for me, brother. Can you zoom in for this? So this right here is just basically mentioning how Revelation, these are different scholars who were saying in Revelation 17 that this is pertaining to the Roman Empire, right? Just for the sake of time, I'll let you know now it's talking about a coin, which we're finna see very soon. Scroll for me to the next slide. This right here is this coin. This coin is the DEA Roma coin minted in AD 71 in Asia Minor. The man that you see on this coin is Vespasian, who took part and spearheaded the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Now, the reason why I mentioned Ishtar and this deity is because on the back of this coin, we have another goddess, a goddess who also represents love and fertility, sometimes known as Amor. Here it says Roma, right? What's funny and what we should take note of is on this Roman coin, we see a woman sitting on heels. And when you read the passage above this, it goes into details about this information. Like I said, I have links for all of this. Scroll to the next slide. Can I get a check on time?
Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah.
Hey, pause time.
All right, time paused at 1 minute and 52 seconds.
All right, there you go, brother.
All right, can I get to the next slide?
Yeah.
All right, time resumed.
Next slide, because we already discovered. You already covered that the 7 hills is on Rome, right? Now, what we have to understand is that a part of this beast, out of the Roman Empire, you have a separate division called the papacy. The Roman papacy wasn't always in existence. This was the separate power that would come up out of this same beast. And later on in this presentation, we're going to see that clearly, being that horn that had eyes like a man and a mouth that spoke great things. We're going to see what this papacy done. But this papacy started well before 1059. Can we get to the next slide? Yeah, this is just basically saying when the Roman papacy started. You know, the Roman Catholics like to believe that Peter was actually the first pope, but there's a lot of misunderstanding and disagreement with that by them labeling it as vicar of Christ, and we understand that there's no substitute of Christ. Again, I wish we had time for us to read this, but go to the next slide for me. What was that?
Let me make this. All right, yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, so this right here is the tower, huh?
Want me to keep scrolling?
Yeah. What was before that?
That's time.
All right.
That's time, my brother. That's time. We appreciate that. Wonderful presentation right there. Brother YirmeYah, are you here with us today?
Yeah, I'm here.
We turn the floor back over to you. As soon as your PowerPoint is on and you begin to speak, your time starts.
We're going with another 10-minute round, correct?
Correct.
Yes, sir. All right, family. So I want everybody to understand something. My argument is not that Rome. I'm not saying Rome don't have anything to do with the Babylonian system. I mean, you know, the brothers bringing out information, trying to connect Rome. I'm saying Rome is there, but there's a problem. There's somebody that's coming after Rome. There's a nation that is coming after Rome that this brother is going to have to address. Okay? And we're going to have to look at this because I already showed you in my PowerPoint that very clearly. Let me get this pulled up real quick. All right. All right, hold the time for a minute because when my screen dropped off, my PowerPoint dropped off. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this.
Time stopped at 8 minutes and 53 seconds.
Okay, Thawada. Brother Hannah, y'all, I'm just trying to pull my PowerPoint back up, bro. So I hope you understand.
Yeah, you good.
Because when it went down, man, I lost everything, man. I had my sources.
Go ahead and take care of your business. I hold the floor down so you can focus on grabbing that. We appreciate everybody for coming to the Source Debate League. Here, where you source up or you shut up, it's not a debate, it's an actual stick up. Please come correct or don't come at all. Every single day, these brothers is on this platform disseminating a wide latitude of information, scriptural DNA. And speaking of DNA, the brother Yashub, the scholastic bully, many of you know him. He is very proficient when it comes to the DNA, and we want
That's
you
right.
guys to continue to come to the platform and support that information, get it out there so that others can critique, others can be aware of what's happening out here. Also, we have a representative of the Grand Rising Room. If you guys happen to find yourself on them clubhouse streets, type in the Grand Rising Room where you can find people such as Benaya, Dr. Abba, and the good brother Manny. That room is
Shout out to my
definitely a
dog Manny in the building.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That room is where you can go. If you have a biblical issue, if you have questions, if you have concern, you can bring it to the platform and discuss it with a wide range of different individuals with different insight. But also, please bring your sources. Not limited to that room, there are many other wonderful people that contributed to what's happening here right now. Brother Pro Rizzo, one, the brother is who has been doing the labor of love of reading, and also we have another brother who we have met in the Grand Rising room. That's what I love about the room, man. You come in the room and meet new people with great information, and that's what has happened with the brother Hananiah Kadesh. He's new to the community, but he's standing on sources. First round was filled with sources. He made it so clear points, and he's living up to what the source actually is striving to do, which is for people to source up. Your rhetoric is no longer the completion of the requirement. That's the pimp game. We need to see documentation. We need to see articles. We need to see publications. We need to see peer review. Brother YirmeYah, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Please pull the PowerPoint up. As soon as it's up and you talk, the time continues.
All right, here we go. All right, can we get Daniel chapter 7? Daniel chapter 7, we're starting at the 7th verse and the 8th verse.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. And after this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And
All right,
behold,
go ahead.
and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and the mouth speaking great, and a mouth speaking great things.
All right, so I want to make this clear. When we're looking at Daniel 7, it breaks down a particular empire. Then it tells you and I that there's a little horn in verse 8. There's a little horn before whom there was 3 of the first horns. What does this mean? What is going on here? America was established by 3 different nations. The Byzantine, France, Spain, and Great Britain. Okay? And these were the established leaders of America. They owned America before America took its independence. And that was the plucking up that we seen. That was the little horn. Why is it littler than the other horns? Because it have not been in existence as long as the other ones. As I showed you here, showing you all that America, that Rome was founded in 753 BC, and America was established in 1776 to be exact. So this is what this little horn is referencing. And knowing that Great Britain, France, and Spain was a part of the original members of the UN. This is about nations. Rome is a part of this. You don't have to convince me that Rome is a part of this. What you're going to have to do, my dear brother, is show us who is this little horn and who is this that's coming after. That's what we're here to deal with, right? So it says here in Revelation chapter 17, verse 14, read out.
Revelation 17 and 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
Read verse 13. Read verse 13. 13 and 14.
Okay. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are...
So as we can see that the 10 horns, right? The 10 horns are going to fight with Christ. When we get into Revelation 18, you're going to clearly see Revelation 18 is going to be destroyed before the return of Christ in Revelation 19. So who is this? The question is, this debate is about Revelation 18. Who is this great city that will be destroyed? Who is this little horn? Who is this feet of clay? That's what we're discussing. We're not discussing whether or not Rome is involved. Yes, Rome is involved. Okay? Rome is involved. What we're trying to distinguish is biblical prophecy in sequence. That's what we need to know. So as we clearly see in Revelation 17, which is referring to Rome, the 10 horns will make war with Christ. But as we see here, right? Revelation 17, out real quick. Revelation 17, verse 16.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
And burn her with fire. When we get to Revelation 18, verse 10, Babylon is going to be destroyed with fire. By who? The 10 horns. So this is Babylon imploding on itself purposely, because that little horn has rose and ascended above the other horns, and it's clearly seen in scripture that it plucked up, right? So now let's move on here. Let's go to Revelations. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. Let's go out.
And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So what's very important here, out of everything that we're saying, we're in Revelation 18 now. We're going to find out, does Rome fit these categories? Does Rome, verse 2 says, and he cried with a mighty fallen habitation of devils. Verse 3, for all nations have drank of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through her abundancy. So we can't just blame the religious aspect of what Rome has done to the earth. We also have to take in consideration this place, Babylon, has to be a place in which the merchants have become rich by selling goods. And in Revelation 18, it's going to tell you what those goods are. And are they coming out of Babylon? I'd like to make a special request for the timekeeper. I'm pulling up a source. And I don't want to be affected with my time because of my the screen, because of my screen download. Yeah, 1 second here. I'm getting it up right now. Everybody can see exactly what I'm doing.
Time paused at 1 minute, 10 seconds.
1 minute, 10 seconds.
Affirmative.
Okay, great. All right.
Don't be showing my messages here, YirmeYah. Don't go to my inbox.
All right. So this article, you can begin my time. This article is from usnews.com. All right. It says what? The top 5 influential countries in the world. All right. It says from military power alliance, food and entertainment, countries have always sought to make their names heard. Recently, many of them have been making an important impact on the global stage. In the age of COVID-19 pandemic, international influence also is translated into contentious claims and country claims amongst the great powers, right? What does it say here? It says in 2021, most influential countries ranked, drawing from a global percentage based on surveys, and countries are ranked based on highest scores amongst more than 10,000. All right.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and close that out. Appreciate you very much. Peace and love to what you have just presented. Bottom of the second, YirmeYah, are you here with us today, brother? YirmeYah, are you here?
YirmeYah, it is a pleasure.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and
fill up your
PowerPoint.
All right.
How much time
Can you pull up my
is this?
PowerPoint?
Another 10 minutes?
Go ahead, YirmeYah.
Another 10
minutes. Another 10 minutes?
Yes, sir. Bottom of the second, YirmeYah, the floor is yours, my brother.
Can you get Daniel 7 for me? And we just gonna get to it. Verse 8. Daniel 7 and verse 8. Now, what we have to understand is that within the Roman Empire, the Roman Empire.
To read up.
Say that again. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna tell you when to read.
Can I be
heard on my
pause this time?
Yeah,
pause this time if you can hear me.
If he can't be heard, I don't know what's going on.
We can hear you. So when you're reading, we need YirmeYah's mic to be closed. So I want you to keep that in mind, brother YirmeYah. We appreciate you here, but for the sake of the video and the recording,
Can I be heard?
yes, you can be heard, brother. So go ahead and take the floor again, YirmeYah. The brother just dropped out on you. Hold that time.
Time paused at 9 minutes and 32 seconds.
Pull up his PowerPoint, YirmeYah.
Can I be heard now?
Yes, sir. is respond to me if you can hear me, please.
I can hear you, brother. I hear you now.
Yes, sir. So when you're reading for Hananiah, Hananiah mic needs to be muted for the sake of the reverb that we're getting. I just want you two brothers to be aware of that. Hananiah, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
YirmeYah, please pull up his PowerPoint again, brother. YirmeYah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. It's coming now.
Yes, sir. We have a few new panel members coming on. We have Manny and we have Sister Gentris. We'd like to appreciate your participation in this formal debate today. The Source Debate League welcome you with a humble heart, and we invite you to learn and to ask questions at the end. We appreciate you guys being here. Brother Hananiah, the floor is on you.
Can you zoom in for me? Just a little bit. Can you pull that script, Revelation? Daniel 7 and verse 8.
Con, tell me whenever you ready to start, bro.
You got it.
Daniel chapter 7 and 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And I beheld in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. And a mouth speaking great things, like.
Right. Thank you. So right here, right, we see that these 3 little horns. Now he said that these 3 little horns is France, Spain, and Great Britain. And that's not true. The 3 little horns here that's coming out of this Roman Empire, who were actually plucked up and destroyed and no more, is going to be the Ostrogoths, the Neuralaeans, and the Vandals. And we're going to see this within his presentation, because what we have to understand is that if you can see this article, and I'll read it real quick, it says this about the Byzantine papacy, because you have to understand that the Byzantine Empire is a part of the Roman Empire, as they was all one, Eastern and Western Europe. Okay, it says upon his invasion of Italy, Justinian I forced Severus to abdicate, and in his place installed Pope Vigilus, a former papal legate, to Constantinople. So the capital moved to Constantinople. So the Byzantine Empire and the Western Roman Empire shared the same capital. Okay, can you hit that next slide for me, brother? Now right here is just the Tower of Babel. Keep going for me. And this right here is a banner of the European Union. This banner on the right, if you can see it, is the Tower of Babel. It says Europe, many tongues. Can you scroll? Yep, thank you. Europe, many tongues, one voice, with the Tower of Babel right here. This is what you can Google this right now. This is for the European Union. Hold up, what's going on? All right. Yep, keep scrolling for me. This right here. Hold on. Can you? All right. Now this right here is an image by Martin Luther, and we're familiar with Martin Luther and the Protestants breaking away, because what we have to realize is that after these 3 horns were plucked up, one little horn came into existence. Okay, and this little horn that came into existence is the Roman papacy. This is why at the end of my last presentation of round 1, I shared the information about the. Hey, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, can you hear me clearly? If so, you can go to the next slide. Because what we see right here on this image, the one on the top is of this whore that sits on this beast, and has the papal crown on her head. And then as well, this bottom image had the a Ku Klux Klan picture they had made that had a woman sitting on this beast with the papal crown on her head, right? Now this right here is Martin Luther. Martin Luther pretty much wrote a book, and it's called On the Babylonian Captivity of the Church, okay, which was in October of 1520. Hey, can I get a time check?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right. Hit that next slide for me. Hey, I'm finna get you to read something.
Con.
Go to Daniel 7:20. Because we got to remember that this little horn spake great things. So in this book, right, Luther is basically expressing how the Roman Catholic Church is in fact the mystery Babylon spoken of in Revelation 17 and 18. Okay. Let me get this real quick. In this second paragraph, it says Luther. Huh?
Salaki,
I thought you was ready for me to get out.
If you got it, you can go ahead.
And the 10 of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and the mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Okay, got it. So it said, remember, 3 fell. He said France, Spain, and Great Britain. How they fall, but then building came over to the New Americas. Further on in this presentation, we're going to see who exactly is the spearhead of all of that, right? So remember, the 3 that fell was the Vandals, the New Orleans, and the Ostrogoths. Okay, and you'll see that later on in this presentation as well. Now, what I'm going to do is read this paragraph right here. If you can see it on the screen, it says, second paragraph, Luther accuses the Roman Church and the papacy of keeping the church in captivity. We're going to see what church is being kept in captivity, equating Rome with the biblical Babylon that exiled the Israelites from their homeland, holding them captive in Babylon. According to Luther, the Pope was holding the church in captivity through the use of sacramental system and Rome's theology. Zoom out and scroll down to the next slide for me, because what we're going to see throughout this presentation is that this little horn is in fact the Roman papacy. They are the ones who initiated everything that we have endured. The one that came out of this seat. Go to the next slide for me. I'm trying to read it off my TV, and it's like a slight delay. You can go to the next one. This is just laying backing off of what I previously read about different historians who was basically saying making the same account. Now this keep going. Oh no, stay right there, right now. Can you go to 2 minutes? Hit that Revelation 13 and verse 1 for me.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
All right, bet. So right here at the top of the screen for the ones that can see it, this beast with 7 heads, right? The 7 heads represents Babylon by King Nebuchadnezzar. You got the Medo-Persians, you have the Greeks, and you have the Romans. Now, from the Greeks, you have Alexander the Great. He died. His 4 generals, Ptolemy, Seleucid, and 2 other generals ran over and took over his region. Okay. Now, those heads right there equal 6, and Rome would be the 7th head. Now, on this 7th head, you will notice that the 7th head has 10 crowns. And when we get to Revelation 17, we're going to see that it says 10 horns, but these 10 are all synonymous. Okay. Can you read verse 2 for me?
Con. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
So we see right here, right? Hold on. Keep reading for me.
And I saw one of his mute up, bro. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Go ahead and close out that PowerPoint. I know we're experiencing technical difficulties, but we can't stop for every last single one, so we must move forward. We appreciate that second round, my brother. YirmeYah, are you ready for your third and final round outside of the question and answer?
Yes.
Benaniah, are you ready with the time?
Yes, I'm gonna start the time as soon as he starts speaking.
Yes, sir. The floor is yours.
All right, man. So again, I'm not here to say that Rome isn't a part of the Babylonian system. We're dealing with Revelations 18. We're dealing with Revelations 18. There's a little horn. There's another that comes that can only operate for a short time. I showed you that. So this next nation that's only going to operate for a short time, one thing this brother's not dealing with is the fact that the 10 horns is going to make war with this one that's operating for a short time. I showed you that in Revelation chapter 17, verse 16, 17, and 18. I showed you that there's one to come. He has not made mention of that one to come. All right, so let's pick it up, man. What I'm showing now here in Revelation 18 is read Revelation 18 and 4, 18 and 4 one more time for me.
Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Give me verse 3, Salakia.
Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right. So what we have to understand is that whatever this place is going to be a place of great influence. Right? What are we seeing here? So now it says the most influential countries. This is what I was bringing out earlier. It says the 2021 most influential countries, right? On a global scale. Watch this, right? Number one is who, family? Number one is America. America is the most influential country on earth. Okay? What does it say here? The United States of America is the North American nation that is the world's most dominant economic and military power. Likewise, its culture imprint spans the world, led in the large part by its popular culture, expressed in what? Music, movies, and in television. In November 2020, the country elected Joe Biden as the 46th president, removing Donald Trump after one term. The country is still gripping with the COVID-19 pandemic and ensured deep economic resources and caused a great social justice in the country followed the death of a Black American, right? So I want you to go to Daniel's. I want you to go back to Daniel's and read verse 7 and 8.
Daniel chapter 7.
Yeah.
I consider the horns, and behold,
About,
there came.
verse 2. Daniel's chapter 2, verse 47.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 47. It's a lot.
Yeah.
The king answered and said unto Daniel, of a truth, it is that your God is a God of gods.
1 second here. 39 and give me 40. Daniel's 2 and 40.
2 and 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Okay.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But
Hold
there
on,
shall
hold on. It said the kingdom shall be divided. Read.
But there shall be in it the strength of the iron.
So now we see here in the United States, right? In the United States, it says there's great tumult or controversy concerning the death of an African American by the name of George Floyd. What we're seeing is an uprising, an uneasiness within the country, but yet the country is strong. We see that this country have the greatest influence on planet Earth. It's of the utmost importance that we understand this, right? Go back to Revelation 18 and 3.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundancy of her delicacies.
So we see that the country, right? The country has what? Great influence. Is Rome a greater influence than America? Not according to the GBC. We just clearly see that America has the greatest influence on planet Earth. And it says the merchants what?
The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So now we're going to get statistics here. It says the world's 10 largest importers, meaning products coming into the country, where other countries are selling to us. It says what? The United States is the world's largest importer of goods, followed by China and Germany. Out of the world's 10 largest importers, we see United States is number one. The United States is number one. That's very important. I don't see Rome nowhere on this list. We're reading characteristics in Revelation 18 that is very important. It said the merchants of the earth have waxed rich. Give me Revelation 18 and 5.
For her sins have reached up unto heaven, and God had remembered her iniquities.
Right. Her sins have what?
Reached unto heaven, and God had remembered her iniquities.
All right. So, what sins? Okay. America has legalized homosexuality.
That's 2 minutes.
America has legalized homosexuality throughout the country. Guess what? Rome has not legalized homosexuality as far as marriage is concerned. All right. There's an organization by the name of NAMDA. And I got to read this because what? Her sins have reached unto the heavens. All right. So due to my technical difficulties here, and Hananiah, if you allow me to read this article, then I'll yield. It's up to you, brother. Hananiah, you there? Can anyone hear me?
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. I paused the time at 55 seconds.
Okay, I appreciate it. Hananiah, are you there?
Um, let's assume that he's having technical
No, he's not in here.
difficulties, and let's assume he had a technical difficulty, fell out of the call. Let's give him a few moments to resurface. While he's in his absent, YirmeYah, take the time to finish that article only.
All right, I appreciate it. All right. All right, so this is, I want to get this on the screen here. I want to get this on the screen so y'all can see it, right? This is just one example of some of the sins that I've reached unto the heavens. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. Pulling this up. A lot of people don't know about this, but this is NAMDA. What is NAMDA? The North American Man-Boy Love Association. We know about the pedophilia that goes on in the Roman Catholic Church, but the difference is, family, that they're trying to hide it. These people here are not trying to hide it. They're actually fighting for pedophilia. What do it say here?
That's
The
time.
North, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, NAMDA, is a pedophile and pederasty advocate organization in where? In the United States. It works to abolish age of
That's
consent.
time.
You say I can finish this article up, Bernard. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, no sweat.
Okay. It's an avid organization in the United States. It abolishes age of consent laws, criminalizing adult sexual improvement with minors, Salakia, involvement with minors, and a campaign for the release of men who have been jailed for sexual contact with minors that did not involve with consent. So we see an organization in America called NAMDA, the North American Man Boy Love Association, that are working to abolish age of consent and is working to legalize pedophilia. So when we read in Revelations 18 about their sins have reached unto the heavens, here's a small example. I yield.
Yes, sir. Hmm. Um, the brother reached out to me. He's on Clubhouse. His message states, it kicked me out and I'm trying to get back in. Look at messengers. Let me check out my messenger. Let's see what we got going on.
Yeah, because I don't see the brother trying to get back in, because I know Pro Rizzo dropped out a couple times, Benaiah dropped out a couple times, and I was able to bring him right back.
All right. Share my screen. think the brother's an hour behind me. So his timestamp says 9:34. So it's possible he could be trying to get back in for sure. So just to show you there isn't any other. I want to see if he reaches out to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, the audience is saying he got disconnected, so just have to wait a minute.
Okay. Then we wait.
Right. So, man, I just want to shout out Clubhouse, man. Grand Rising Room. Shout out to the Versus platform, man. We appreciate the love and support, man. Shout out to Source Debate League, man. You know what I mean? We working diligently, man, to bring you all powerful discussions and bringing you all scholastic information concerning surrounded with sources, right? Shout out to Europa TV, man. They doing their thing over there, man. Shout out to the Firehouse. You know what I'm saying? We rocking and rolling, man. Shout out to the Voltron squad. You understand me?
Shout out to all of them, man. All of these great platforms that are out there, man. These guys were telling me to come to Clubhouse for a while, and I was neglecting it, but now I know what they were trying to show me.
Yeah. You know, one thing about this debate, it was kind of short notice. The brothers, YirmeYah and some of the other brothers was trying to they wanted me to do the debate that night. I'm like, man, that ain't how we rock at the source, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to put some things together. I want to really feed the people. You know, I want to kind of move away from rhetoric discussions where one person can say, I don't agree with that. Another person say, I don't agree, without any actual sources being presented. So I wanted to try to bring a powerful discussion, you know, back to the source and, you know, show the brothers how we can compile some information, man. You know what I'm saying, LB?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to our audience out there. The whole Clubhouse clique is here. General Yashar, shalom out to the Lord, to the testimony, Aki. We appreciate y'all coming out from the Clubhouse clique. We always can use your support. Appreciate you coming. Shout out to Brother Manny. We see you down there in the audience, truly. Miss Gentry, somebody's shouting at you from the audience. They for some reason think, there she goes. Thank you, Miss Shay. Some kind of way you got in the middle of all this, and we don't know how.
Share my link, brother.
I'll give y'all a holler there. What else we got? What else we got here?
Share my link, YirmeYah.
Okay. Yeah. Bring that up.
Yeah. Over your robot. Yo. I got a visa, that's one swipe. The change of demeanor, I got that all money, baby. That bitch came with a beeper, cold as a freezer. I heat up in my leisure, I feel like a fever, baby. You know I'm a keeper, I got a visa, that's one swipe. The change of demeanor, I got that all money, baby. That bitch came with a beeper, cold as a freezer. I heat up in my leisure, I feel like a fever, baby. You should know that I'm a keeper. This is a keepsake, ayy. And you can keep that tucked away. Some gon' come with the lies. Remember them when you pray. Some gon' cry when they die. But you don't worry about decay. Look, I done whipped up away. My time is short, so I'ma live it today. That shit was real. What happened to them slaves? Ay, but you gotta be brave. This a land of the free. Gotta move like way. mad. I give them path for the rage. Then I put them on a path to take them all up the stage. I got a visa, that's one swipe. They change your demeanor, I got that all money, baby. That bitch came with a beeper, cold as a freezer. I heat up in my leisure, I feel like a fever, baby. You know I'm a keeper, I got a visa, that's one swipe. They change your demeanor, I got that all money, baby. That bitch came with a beeper, cold as a freezer. I heat up in my leisure, I feel like a fever, baby. You should know that I'm a keeper. This is a keepsake, ayy. You can use this right away. Some gon' come with the truth. Honor them when you pray. Some gon' laugh about their life. They don't worry about delays. Look on them with the away that level's real when you can use it today. Don't worry about how you're gonna get paid. Lord, give it free, take it for away, ayy. Don't you wanna be free? Remove that rage. There's a path to the light, ayy. Don't misuse those ways. We float with the truth, gotta move like waves. I got a visa, that's one swipe. They change your demeanor, I got that all money, baby. That bitch came with a beeper, cold as a freezer. I heat up in my leisure, I feel like a fever, baby. You know I'm a keeper, I got a visa, that's one swipe. They change your demeanor, I got that all money, baby. That bitch came with a beeper, cold as a freezer. I heat up in my leisure, I feel like a fever, baby. You should know that I'm a keeper.
Play my link, please.
Man, that was jamming, bro.
Yes, sir. Share the link, please. The brother is trying to find a way. Oh, it says it's trying to know if Chris is using streaming or via computer. I'll message him and see what's going on with that. YirmeYah, are you there, brother? Come on, YirmeYah, you messing up the airtime promotion from our sponsors, brother. Thank you, everybody in the crowd, for being patient with us. I know that there's a plethora of
Yeah, I'm
things
here,
that all
man.
of you.
I got Hannah Yah on the phone right now, man. So
Share my
it's a
screen.
connection problem.
Share my screen.
He's
Take care of it.
entering into the StreamYard, but it's not connecting on his end. So the man
Hey,
got low
YirmeYah.
quality internet. Remember what the hell's going on, Hannah Yah?
Yo, YirmeYah, share the link.
Say again?
Share my link, please.
Oh, okay, yes, a lot.
Shout out to our paid sponsors out there, people who support the platform.
Abstract memory.
Yo, we got hella T's to fold, my dude. Come on, this shit ain't gonna cut it. Look at all these fucking T's we gotta do. Refold this shit. Come on, man.
Yo, what's the word? Praise the Most High. Protect the streets.
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm gonna need me a fucking raise, bro.
Fucking raise?
Yeah.
I'll pay you when I want. And get back to folding their shirts.
All right, man, whatever.
Did I get kicked out?
I don't know. I'm still here.
What is going on here?
No, we can hear you.
What happened to the song?
I don't know. It's on the screen. Push play.
That was BA's song. Brother BA.
Yeah. BA got some heat.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that, but let's just get a brother. Let's try to bring it back. If it's the file he sent me,
Very
then
raw abstract memory.
Yo, We got hella tees to fold, my dude. Come on, this shit ain't gonna cut it. Look all these fucking tees we gotta do. Refold this shit. Come on, man.
Yo, what's the word? Praise the Most High. Protect the streets.
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm gonna need me a fucking raise, bro.
Fucking raise.
Yeah.
I'll pay you when I want. And get back to folding their shirts.
All right, man, whatever.
No days off, the mindset of a boss. You know the propaganda, pay the cost. 40 hours a week, steady take a loss. Treating us like the pandemic's our fault.
Proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have the world to win. Working men of all countries unite. The boy Karl Marx. Tap in. Long live the struggle.
Wage slave, $15 an hour. Corporations, politicians sell power. Exploitation, that's another sin. Dead peasants insurance, a common trend. No conspiracy.
Yes. All praises to the Most High.
Yes, sir.
Much love to the Nazarene Messianic Party
Judah
and the
Zadok.
Absolute Bible Truth.
Brother Josh.
All love and respect to the brothers doing the work. Shalom.
My man Sal. Debate talk for you. Much love.
Do the research, the American way is a working man's curse. Minister of information, so I stay alert. Represent the proletariat going to work. Fox News, CBS, hate the poor. Playing games, anticipate the class war. Left wing, right wing, don't ever settle. Democrat, Republican, all devil. Love for the movement, rocking to my death day. Wanna see improvement, so I constantly pray. Activism is the only way. Revolution is coming, guaranteed, it's here to stay. No days off, got nothing left. No days off, work to the death. No days off, unappreciated. No days off, exploitation. No days off, got nothing left. No days off, work to the death. No days off, unappreciated. No days off, exploitation.
Hananiah, are you back, my brother?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my bad, man. I was having some type of technical difficulty, man. I had to turn my phone off and turn it back on.
It sounds like it's breaking up as we speak. Go ahead and give me another complete sentence so we can just make sure you're there.
All right, can you hear me clearly?
A little longer than that.
All right, well, I was saying that I was having some technical issues, so I had to turn my phone off and turn it back on. So I'm just want to make sure that everything like good.
Yeah, that'll work. Brother Benaiah, are you here?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. What was the time left on the clock? Or was it going into the third round?
His time didn't start yet.
Yes, sir. Brother YirmeYah, can you pull up his PowerPoint, please? We'd like to give a special shout out to our brother B.A. Yabad, the labor movement. The song you heard was No Days Off. Make sure you go support the labor movement. His music is focused and centered around the working party of America. If you have a job, if you pay taxes, then this is something you may want to listen to and support. He is a supporter of all our platforms, Grand Rising Room, the Source Debate League, ABT, and many other platforms in which we all support as well. Hananiah, the floor is yours as soon as you see your PowerPoint and you begin talking.
Okay, cool. All right. So ended off talking about the 3 horns that was plucked up. You see here on the bottom left, you have the horns that we'll read about in Revelation. Is while you go into Revelation, I'm gonna continue my sentence right here, and you can go to because the whole thing is that we have to understand is the separation between the Roman Empire itself and the introduction of the Roman papacy. Okay, the Roman papacy is a separate body from the Roman Empire, right? We have, if you go to the bottom of the screen, you'll have Horn 1, the Herulaeans, the Vandals, the Ostrogoth, the Justinian, Charlemagne, Otto, right? Can you scroll up to the scroll to the next slide? Yeah, right there, right there. I mean, what? So I can. Yep. Napoleon Bonaparte, Benito Mussolini, and then you have this 10th horn, uh, which is representation of the European Union, who this little horn will be operating of, right? And we're gonna go back and take a look at this little horn again. Can you give me that Revelation? What is that? Can you give me Revelation 18? Because we have to understand which fornication that this is talking about in Revelation 18 and verse 3. Hit 2 and 3 for me. And while he's doing that, can you get to the full next slide that says that paganism right there? Yep, right there. Is while you pulling that Revelation 18 verses 2 and 3, I'm gonna read this real quick. This says paganism is a term first used in the 4th century by early Christians, which is like Romanized Christians, for people in the Roman Empire who practice polytheism or ethnic religions other than Judaism. Alternative terms in Christian texts were Hellene, Gentile, and heathen, which is all talking about other nations other than the nation of Israel who serves the true and living God. Do you have that Revelation 18 for me? Verses 2 and 3. Brother are you there? If not, I'll read it real quick. This is Revelation 18, verse 2. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, now this is very important. Verse 4. No, let me just stop right there. Verse 3. Hold up, pull that. Can you go back to that PowerPoint? Because what we finna get into.
My bad, I was bringing ears back.
Okay. Because what we finna do is get into this fornication, right? This spiritual fornication, because throughout paganism, these things are rooted back to the Roman Empire. Okay. Now we are on the same page in saying that both parties are involved in this Babylonian system. Okay. Now the question is, which one is the mother? Which one is the head? We don't want the daughter. We're not concerned with that. We want the one that's calling the shot. Brother, can you scroll through this slide for me? I'm gonna hit this next slide. I need like slide after slide. So, all right. So right here, we see that there's a list of different gods who all go back to Lucifer, and then we see that they all stem from Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. You're gonna have a sun god, a moon god, and then God's son. And what the Roman Catholic Church did was incorporate what the Roman papacy did was incorporate these paganistic rituals into true biblical Christianity. Okay, hit this next slide for me. You can keep going. That's pretty much talk about the same thing. Same thing. You can slide through these. Greece, Nordic, the Vikings. You got Babylon. Actual Babylon was Shinar, and then you have Rome. Now, what we have to understand is these 10 horns all came from out of this Roman Empire, such as the Byzantine Empire with the Ottoman Turks. You have Russia, China, all of them, right? Turkey, Kazakhstan, all of these people are part of the landmass that Rome sits on. But the thing that we have to pay attention to is this little horn that spake great words. And what we're finna get into is called the papal bull. Can you keep scrolling for me, brother? Egypt, yeah, this stuff they back Egypt, even in Hinduism. All of these things, these false gods, this paganism, all stems back to the Tower of Babylon. The Tower of Babylon favors the crown of Vicar Felidai, which means Vicar of Christ. The one that sits in this position, like we read in Revelation, what was that, 13, 17? Yeah, Revelation 13 and verse 18, where it says the number of this man's name is 666. Yeah, you can keep going. That's talking about Sirius. Also, we see Roman paganistic gods right here in America on the Chicago trade, right? Keep going for me. Trying to get to the next slide. Now, this right here is very important. This is called the Roman Aquila. The Roman Aquila is the symbol, like banner, for the Roman Empire of this eagle. The eagle, which represents power. Okay. Keep going for me. Now, right here, you have all these paganistic rituals, Easter, Christmas, all these things date back to Roman history dealing with these false gods. Keep scrolling on this slide, brother. I'm trying to get to them papal bulls. And what the Roman Catholic Church does is that they associate the Virgin Mary. Stop right there for me. What they do is that they associate the Virgin Mary with the Mother Goddess, which goes back to Semiramis. They idolize her. They pray to her. That's not what the Bible instructs us to do. All of this is coming out from this little horn that speaks great things, and we finna see what other great things the little horn spake. Can I get a time check? Keep going on them slides for me. Can I get a time check?
1 minute, 50 seconds.
Keep going till we get to them paper bulls. All right, right here we got Constantine. We see Constantine changed the Sabbath. Keep going. We see Sunday was instituted by Constantine. Keep going. We're gonna see right here that a pope. This is a great thing that this little horn says. It says Sunday is founded not of scripture but on tradition and is distinctly a Catholic institution, as there is no scripture for the transfer of the day of rest from the last day to the first day of the week. Protestants ought to keep their Sabbath on Saturday and thus leave Catholic in full possession of Sunday. Keep scrolling on this slide for me. This is Rome sitting on 7 hills. Keep going. Trying to get to them paper bulls real quick. Keep going. This is all them false guys. Keep going. Keep going. Dating back to Babylonian, Sumerian history, Egypt history, all these things. Christmas, all this stuff is leading back to Babylon, and the head of Babylon is Rome. Keep going, because the head of Rome now is this little horn, which is the Roman papacy. Keep going. Keep going for me. I'm trying to get to them paper bulls. Yeah, these are different books and historians who are speaking about Rome being up. Stop right here for me. Stop right there. Matter of fact, go to the second, because the Com Nimbus of Jordan is finna really go into this full detail with this right here. So it says the papal bull of 1455 justified the expansion of Black African slavery with early Iberian colonies and the acquisition of more African captives and territories but the same decree also provided a legal framework. All right, let me finish out. A legal framework for sub-Saharan Africans to negotiate with Iberian authorities, equal footing, and to make claims. So just so people can understand what this is simply saying that Pope Nicholas, okay, is the one who funded the transatlantic slave trade to have these other nations come and start the America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me 1 second. Someone's calling me on my tablet. I apologize for that interruption. I'm still hearing something. Can you hear me, brother YirmeYah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was the bottom of the third. We're gonna go into the question and answering round.
That was the bottom. I thought that was the bottom of the second.
Benaiah, was that his second round, brother Hananiah?
Yeah, that was
No, that was the third
rounds.
round, I believe.
Yeah, that was the third round.
Yeah, that was
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going into the question and answering round right now. The brother YirmeYah has went first, so Hananiah, you'll have to go first on the question and answer round. You have 30 seconds to ask your question. The brother YirmeYah has a total of 1 minute to answer that question, and there's
2
a
minutes?
total of 5 minutes.
2 minutes?
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, you're right. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I apologize. 2 minutes. Brother Hananiah, you're first.
All right. So one thing that he was saying about the clan iron was simply stating that would be America, which would mean there would be a fifth beast. So what I would ask is, if you're saying that there's a fifth beast, or that there's somebody coming after Rome, that mean that there would have to be a fifth captivity. Can you show us a fifth captivity after the captivity of Rome?
Salaki, how much time I'm putting on the clock for this round? My phone broke up.
YirmeYah has 2 minutes to respond to any question posed to him.
Oh, it's not like a overall time limit on the hot seat.
It's overall 5 minutes, I believe the brothers agreed to.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
in 2 minutes per answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Brother Hananiah, please restate your question.
Okay. I just do it like this. Are we currently? So my first question would be: are we in the fourth beast right now? Yes or no?
no. Are we in the fourth beast right now? Yes. Yes, we are.
Okay, and that fourth beast would be Rome, correct?
No. When you get the breakdown, Rome is the legs. Rome is the legs, which is the fourth beast. But there's an additional part, which is the feet of mixed clay, which is different from the legs. We read
Right.
that,
Right.
which is
So
still a part of the Roman system, Babylonian system.
right. So you saying that the toes is different from the leg, but see, dealing with this is what we have to carefully understand is that the miry clay is a part of this Roman Empire, but you have to keep in
Questions
mind that
only. Questions only, my brother.
All right. So if you agree that Rome is the fourth beast, and you say that there's another beast that comes after Rome, there's a separation. Can you show me a fifth beast or a fifth captivity?
No, I'm not showing you. I'm not arguing whether there's a fifth captivity. I've never made that argument. What I'm showing is a distinction as Daniel made with the feet. Right? Let me read this. Daniel chapter 2, verse 39. It says, and after these, brother, there shall arise another kingdom, inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Verse 40. Is this what I want? Shalakia, yeah, 41. I want 40 and 41. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and suddenly all things, and subdue all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. Verse 41. Where thou shalt seest the feet. See, this is the part right here, bro. And thou seest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron. The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with clay. That is the feet, bro. That is the end of this kingdom.
Answer submitted. Answer submitted. Next question.
My next question would be, can you tell me where the city of Seven Hills is located? Because it says the whore, the mother, is located. It gives a geographic location. It says the mother. It says that the whore sits on Seven Hills. So can you show me the city of Seven Hills?
I showed that in my first round. I showed you that was wrong.
Okay, great. So since we agree that the Roman papacy, right, Rome is located on these seven hills, we have to understand that this mouth that come out speaking great words. So let me ask you this. Okay. So my question is, I'm trying to get the page quick. My question would be, when did throughout history, who would be more to fit this category, Rome or America, the ones who persecuted the saints and directly became an enemy against God by changing times and laws?
That's wrong.
Okay, great. So Rome fit the category for that. When it comes to who's the root of paganistic tradition, does it go to America or Rome?
Okay, so your question is, who is the root of paganistic tradition? Rome is not the root of paganistic tradition.
No, I say out of America and Rome. When you Google,
you can't say
the guy,
root. You can't say root.
When you look into the information of the deities that's associated with these American holidays, it's going to date back to Roman goddesses, right? And Roman gods.
No, it dates back clearly on your chart. It dated back to Babylon.
Correct.
On your information.
Correct. I just want you to walk with me. So what I'm showing you is that by the history that says it goes back to Babylon, and then by it having an association with Rome and not America, it would be Rome. So what we ended with is that a papal bull was issued in the 1400s and in the 1500s. Okay. So my question would be, did America put in the footwork to have the transatlantic slave trade go on? Or did the Pope issue a papal bull to issue these things to go on? It's called the doctrine of discovery. Which one did that, America or Rome?
Rome.
Correct. So what we have to understand, beloved brother, is that when it comes to understanding this little horn, okay, you have to understand the 10 horns and the 3 horns that was plucked up. So when you go to Daniel 7, and my question is, in Daniel 7, where it says at Daniel 7 and verse 20. It says, "And the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, which will be the Ostrogos, the Norlands, and the Vandals. Even of that horn that had eyes in the mouth and spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows." So if you just went through and you showed me all the detrimental things that not the Roman Empire has done, but just on the fact that what the Roman papacy has done, like changing the Sabbath, issuing paper bulls to have people who kept the Sabbath to be killed, who kept the Passover to be killed, who kept the laws of God to be killed. We have historians such as Turrelian. We have historians Irenaeus and Jerome, along with Martin Luther, who is also associating the mystery of Babylon, the mystery of this Roman Empire is this little horn that comes up speaking great things, which would be the Roman papacy.
Hananiah, stay focused. Questions only. I'm hearing teaching right now. No disrespect to you. Stay focused on your questions, brother.
All right. So my next question would be, because I'm like, he agreed that all of this, because I'm really confused because
are you done with your questions, my brother?
Will this be the only round I get to ask questions?
You brothers agreed to 1 5-minute round, question and answers apiece.
All right.
Am I mistaken on that?
Nah, you.
I mean,
yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm not. Yeah, it's. Wait 1 second, YirmeYah. No. We have to stick with the agreement. Any variation leaves too much room for unfair treatment. We have to leave it the way it is. That's why I had you guys confirm it before we continue. You get what I'm saying? No disrespect to you, brothers. Hananiah, are you done with your round of questioning?
I got one last question. If we can go to Luke 21.
I got you out. Luke 21.
Yes, sir. And may you hit that. I think you know where I'm going. I believe that's 24. I'm trying to get the.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
So my question, YirmeYah, is that if we understand that the destruction of Jerusalem happened in 70 AD by the Roman Empire, who would these Gentiles be that took over the land of Jerusalem and where it would be trodden down underfoot? Would that be Rome or would that be America?
Be Rome.
I have no further questions.
Thank you, sir. Benaiah, wipe that clock. YirmeYah, please come up to the pitcher's mound, the batter's mound.
All right. So here's my question. In Revelations chapter 17, who will the 10 horns burn with utter fire?
What verse are you referring to?
Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. You want to read that is?
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
That's dealing with the Roman Empire that fell and rose. We witnessing the 10th rise right now.
What do you mean? So the 10 horns, is Rome a part of the 10 horns?
Yes.
So Rome is going to burn itself.
Are you familiar with Roman history? That's the reason why during the slide I had showed how the Roman Empire doesn't only consist of the land mass of Italy. The Roman Empire covers a vast amount of land. It covers the entire land of Europe. This is the original Roman Empire. The original Roman Empire consists of the Kazakhstans by Turkey. It includes the Byzantine Empire, which with the Ottoman Turks. And what you have is an introduction of the Roman papacy, which is why it says the whore, the mother, is going to be located at a particular place, being the 7 Hills. At the 7 Hills, my research serves me correctly, at Hill Capitoline, or one of them hills, you will find the Vatican, the seat where the Pope's throne actually is. And from this throne throughout history, we see him combating the true church of Judea, which is the church of the Most High God. The Roman Catholic Church supported and funded everything that took place in the Western world.
Bro, listen to me carefully, bro. In Revelation 17, verse 16, says that the 10 horns is going to destroy the whore with fire. Is this in the future, or has this already happened in the past?
It already happened. This particular part happened in the past, because this is talking about the destruction of Rome leading up into this point of what we call the actual future tense.
Hold up. So you mean to tell me that Babylon being destroyed is in the past? Is that what you're telling me, brother?
Say that again. Say that again.
Babylon being destroyed, because this is a direct connection to 18 and 10. 18 and 10 says, standing afar off, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment has come. So Revelation 17 is talking about that judgment is going to be at the hands of the 10 horns. This is not in the past. Revelation 17 is in the future. Revelation 18 is in the future. So why are you saying Revelation 8, 17, and 16 is in the past? Why are you doing that?
So the reason why I'm doing that is from the time period that it was given to John, things happened in the future. The entire Roman Empire didn't stay intact. The Roman Empire, when you go into the history of the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, and the Neuralians, and you look at Mussolini, Napoleon Bonaparte, these are the different horns, right? So you have one instance where you have Rome falling and rising 10 times, and then in the future tense to match the latter days, you have the 10 being the strong nations and the weak nations.
Okay, wait, brother, listen.
Hold on, let me finish my answer. You have the 10 nations, which is the European Union. I showed that banner with the Tower of Babylon there, representing Babylon. This is the European Economic Community, the European Union of the 10 nations. Great Britain just dropped out a few years back. We just waiting on the 10th one to take part of this. So you have to understand that you have to account for the entire destruction and the dividing of nations that you read about in Daniel 2, verse 41. That nation being divided is that Roman Empire crumbling.
No, listen, brother. Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16 is directly connected to Revelations 18 and 9. Let me read it. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived illicitly with her shall bewail her and lament for her lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. This is what it's talking about in Revelation
Timekeepers call
17
time.
in the future.
Timekeepers call time. I think next time we should go for 10 minutes, my brother, for this back and forth. All parties have spoken. Everything has been put on the table. The record is clear. I was gonna say, where are we? Brother YirmeYah. Are there any words before we actually close this engagement?
I have none.
Now, man, we're supposed to be dealing with questions, man, from the audience.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You do have a question to answer. Oh, from the crowd. I apologize. Do you have like a let me see. Okay. So we have the YouTube link. We're taking questions from the YouTube in the panel.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on the panel for the two gentlemen?
I have one, but it was from the audience. So if you're going to go to YouTube, you can answer their questions directly.
Okay. The first question I see on YouTube, which I'm gonna ask to both parties, what happened to the Greek captivity?
Who answers first? Do I answer first?
Go ahead, but YirmeYah.
All right. So if I'm understanding that question correctly, the Greek captivity was taken out by the Romans. After Alexander the Great died, it was left to 4 generals, and through their fall, you have the rise of the Roman Empire.
YirmeYah.
All right, so the Greeks never fell. You had something called the Greco-Roman Empire. The Greco-Roman Empire. They was in sequence. Why? Because the Greeks under Alexander the Great are Edomites, and the Romans are Edomites. So they're one.
Yes, sir. There's a question here specifically for YirmeYah. What 7 hills is America sitting on?
I want to make this very clear to everybody if you were watching this debate. In my very first round, I made it clear that Revelation 17 is talking about Rome. So the 7, and I showed a picture of the 7 hills. So that 7 hills don't got nothing to do with America. What I was trying to show you all and this brother, that the 10 horns is going to make war with someone, and which still haven't been answered. Who is this someone that they're making war with? Who, verse 16, who are they? Do they have hatred for? And what is this kingdom that rose up after the Roman Empire? That's what has to be dealt with, man.
So this says to YirmeYah, do you know who the abomination of desolation is talking about?
The abomination of desolation is referring to beginning with the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD at the hands of the Romans. And continuing on after that, when they sent cargo slave ships to West Africa and brought Negroes to America as slaves. All of this embodies Jacob's trouble, which is the abomination of desolation.
Thank you, my brother. I'm assuming that this question is for both parties. Is America the only nation getting rich from Rome?
First and foremost, America is not getting rich from Rome.
Don't even answer that. I don't like that. So let's go back to the last person who asked the question. I'm sorry, because it's moving. Let's see. It says Daniel 11 runs down the kingdoms, toll the coming of the Lord. What part of the rundown in Daniel's 11 is about America? From Brother Byron Dykes.
Okay, so I just dealt with a similar question with that brother when he asked me about the clay feet and the legs. You have this empire, which is Babylon, which is a system. And within that system, there's a capital city. And that capital city is going to garner hatred from the original 10 horns because it plucked up and it rose up above the 10 horns on the political stage. It rose up, which garnered the hatred from the 10 horns. Thus, seeing their hatred being displayed in Revelation 17, verse 16, while they're going to destroy it with fire, then we see in Revelation 18, Babylon being destroyed with fire. I want to read this because it's important to the dialogue when we go to Isaiah chapter 47. Look at this, family. Isaiah 47 is directly dealing with Babylon and how, remember, it says in Revelation chapter 17, it says that the 10 horns would make war with Christ. But it tells you in Revelation 18 that Christ is not going to destroy Babylon, right? Well, look at this. Isaiah chapter 47, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no thrones, lucky. There's no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Because when you go into Revelation 18, verse 7, it says that I sit a queen, right? It says I sit a queen. It says how much, Revelations 18 and 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Why? Because there haven't been no wars in America. There's been a multitude of wars in Rome, but there haven't been no wars in this place, Babylon, in Revelations 18. Verse 2, Isaiah 42 and 7, 47 and 2. Take the millstone and grind meal and uncover the locks. Make bare the legs and uncover the thighs. Pass over the rivers. That millstone is representing Revelation 18, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy sins, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Why? Because the 10 horns in Revelation 17 is the one that's going to destroy Babylon. Is Babylon going to destroy itself?
Okay.
Come on, man. I yield.
We have another question for you. Why does every president have to meet with the Pope?
That's for me?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, so listen, brothers and sisters, there's no denying that Rome sits in a religious seat of power. I'm not denying that. Rome sits in a religious seat of power. This is why presidents and kings come to Rome. This is a practice that goes back to the establishment of the Roman Catholicism. So that is not the argument. The argument is, who is this place and what is this place in Revelation 18 that will be destroyed? Because remember, Christ comes back in Revelations 19, and he's going to Bozrah, and he's going to make war with the power structure of this earth. How can he do that if they're already destroyed in Revelations 18?
Yes,
and that was
sir.
going to be one of my questions for the brother. Is Revelations 18 destroying the whole Babylonian system?
We have just a couple more. From what deadly wounds does America have to heal? And to both parties, who is the little horn? And those are the final two questions.
That's a great question. The first question, the deadly wound that was healed was referring to Rome. Why? That deadly wound was healed. That's quoted in Revelation 17. Revelation 17 is referring to the 10 horns in Rome. Okay? That deadly wound that was healed was when they was taken down in 193 AD by General Niger and Septimius Severus. And they went into perdition, right? And they came out of that perdition as they got pushed into the Babylonian, when they got pushed into the Khazarian Empire. By who? Constantine, right? And so then they came out and created the Holy Roman Empire, which didn't come until 10 BC. Not during the time of Constantine, but until 10 BC. So like in 10 AD, we had the Holy Roman Empire being established, where 400 years later, you had the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire. All right. So what was the second part of the question?
The second one was, who is the little horn?
That's a great question. My stance is the little horn is America. Why is it little? When you compare the time of reign that Rome had from 573 BC all the way up until today versus the development of America in 1776. Do you see the difference of reign? And America is already now being prophesied to be destroyed. It's fallen, and it's fallen.
That second question was for Hananiah as well. Who is the third horn? Or the little horn?
The little horn that's talked about in the scriptures is referencing the Roman papacy, future prophet of this separate branch of rulership that will break apart from Rome. So when it says a nation divided, the Vatican, the city Vatican, right? It's a city state. The Pope has the power of church and state. Had we was able to get to the end of the presentation, we would have seen and learned about Islam and the power that the Pope has in the dealings that he does as being the substitute of Christ that he claims to be. And what's going to happen is the abomination of desolation that's mentioned in Matthew 24, verse 15, and also in 1 Thessalonians, in Son of Perdition, I believe in 2 Thessalonians, right? Is referring to this Roman papacy, where that this man, where his number of his name or his title is 666, Felidai, he's going to go sit in the throne and call himself to be God and the Messiah. I don't see America doing that. I don't see the president doing that. All presidents have gone to kiss the ring of the Pope, just like all other religious leaders, just like all other political leaders, including the Queen of England. What we have to understand is that this little horn, being the Roman papacy, he is the one who funded the United Kingdom as well as the birth of the America. In other papal bulls that was issued in 1493, after Christopher Columbus left in 1492, there was something called the Doctrine Discovery, which is basically saying that the Roman papacy, with the power of God, gives nations like Spain, Portugal, and Great Britain free roam to take over and endure the Americas. And in doing so, the natives of this land will become subject unto them. As well, he issued a separate paper bull dealing with the dealing with the African Jews that were expelled from Spain and Portugal into West Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. So the people of West Africa that was taken from Negro land, or the Kingdom of Judah, which is named by the Portuguese, them same people were ordered by the Pope to go and start the new land. See, it wasn't the entire Roman Empire that caused this to happen, because the Roman Empire fell and broke apart. So this little horn kept hope alive for this Roman Empire. And in doing so, with their power that they vividly express in deliberately being disobedient to God and changing God's laws, other than that, they also gave men to power to enslave the African Jews and the natives of this land. This is the little horn that we read about that has eyes and has a great mouth. This is the one that's going to be spearheading the European Union, which is that Maori clay and iron.
You said the little horn is a papal bull?
No, I said the little horn is the Roman papacy.
That don't make no sense, brother.
It's in documented history.
Wait 1 second. Let's save that for the after show. All questions have been submitted. We're going to end that out. I would like to give a special thanks for both participants who have came, sacrificed time, and put their reputations on the line to stand on what it is that they actually believe. I tip my hat to the brother YirmeYah, please say the Yah, Mr. Handing Out L's, and our good brother Hananiah Kadesh. I appreciate both of you, and I pray that we have many more engagements every time at a higher level. I would like to also appreciate the remaining panel members being here and being supportive, and all those people who are in the crowd who constantly support the Source Debate League. We encourage you to keep coming, keep getting edified, and stay in touch, because it is not a debate, it's a sticker.